up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas,
And I'm T-Bone.
and we're coming at you with another video today where we're going to be doing our Week 10 predictions. This is where we go over each matchup for Week 10 and predict who we think is going to win. We are competing over the course of the entire season. I am 82 and 54. T-Bone is 86 and 50. T-Bone with a 4-game lead. Last week, he went 9 and 5, and he went 8 and 6. So he increased his lead from 3 to 4 headed into this week, and I am very irritated because there were several games that looked like they could have and should have gone in a different direction. But it is what it is. You don't know ball. You got lucky that the Buccaneers choked. And you know it. Anyways, we are competing over the course of the entire season. Feel free to compete alongside with us. Drop your own predictions down in the comments. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And with that said, let's hop into it. First things first, there are 4 teams on the bye this week. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Rams, Miami Dolphins, and Philadelphia Eagles. So a lot of the heavy hitters out this week. That means that there will be 14 total games in the NFL this week. Now let's get into those games. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, we've got ourselves the Chicago Bears hosting the Carolina Panthers. The Bears coming off of a tough loss to the New Orleans Saints, and the Bears in general don't look good. Justin Fields is out, and I mean they have some injuries. They're also just a bad football team that sucks. Like that, there's no other way to put it for Chicago. And Carolina as well. Carolina, worst record in the entire NFL, which I know the Bears like because the Bears have their pick. So the Bears win either way today. But they're also injured really badly on the defensive side of the ball. There are also big concerns with the play of the offensive line. And Bryce Young, 3 interceptions, 2 pick six last week. So things not looking great for either one of these teams. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, neither team is looking good. That being said, I've got the Panthers. I think they're just going to play a little bit more efficiently than Bears, and Bryce Young's going to take another step forward because he took a lot of steps back last week. So hopefully, I've got the Panthers winning this one. It's going to be close though. Battle of the bad.
I actually have the Chicago Bears coming away with the win. I think the injuries on the Panthers defense combined with the concerns on offensive line are just going to be too much. And I will note this video will be released after the start and probably closer to the end of the Bears-Panthers game. It'll depend on how long editing and whatever takes. But we did make our picks before the game started. We always have a point where, like, if we're running behind and we're going to make, like, the predictions video late, we always make sure we get all of our picks in before the first game starts. So, there's no after-the-fact tomfoolery happening here. Alrighty. Up next, it's going to be Sunday morning in Germany for the second week in a row. This time, though, it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Patriots coming off of a tough loss to the Washington Commanders, where you could definitely tell that their injuries caught up to them, especially at the wide receiver position and in the secondary. There are definitely some concerns coming out of New England after the way that game went for them. They need a turnaround after a really, really bad start. Whereas the Colts, coming off of a good win over the Carolina Panthers, in which their defense showed up big time, got 2 pick sixes, 3 total interceptions, 3 sacks, and overall just looked good. The offense didn't do much, but they did what they needed to. And it was enough to beat a struggling Panthers team. They now get to face another struggling Patriots team. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a rough game for the Pats. Nearly had a win, but thus my knowledge for ball is always true, and they lost. Uh, Colts have been just performing like crazy. Minshew mania, all that madness. So I'm big on Colts, even though they absolutely made me want to contemplate blowing my brains out last week. I got the Colts beating the Pats.
I also have the Indianapolis Colts getting the win, as much as it pains me to say it. New England is not playing up to standard right now. So, and I'm also secretly hoping that this causes the Patriots to win, because last time I picked against New England, they won, and every time I pick for them, they lose. Anyway,
Gotta try anything, man.
Anyway, yeah, I'm a little superstitious. I play baseball, so you kind of have to be. Alrighty, up next we've got ourselves the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens coming off of a big-time blowout win over the Seattle Seahawks, who are one of the better teams in the NFL. The Ravens have looked really, really good this year. Top of the division, and they've been scary to watch. So they're definitely the big favorites going into this game at home, whereas the Browns, coming off of a nice win over the Arizona Cardinals, went in, did what they needed to do, got out. Wasn't their prettiest game, but it was a win that they needed regardless. Their defense, pretty good. They're going to need a good day if they want to stop Lamar Jackson. So this one could be interesting, especially since it's AFC North. Whatever my rule always is, whatever conventional knowledge you have about a football team from the AFC North, as soon as they play another team in the AFC North, all of it goes out the window, all hell breaks loose. Just good luck. So, T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, anytime it's an interdivisional rival, that's a crazy game. And then you have to tack on the other part of the fact that it's the AFC North. So this could go either way. It really could. Browns are playing better, man. That being said, Ravens are going off. Going off. That run game is just, they have, despite J.K. Dobbins, they have just arisen. They have arisen anew. Shouldn't call themselves the Ravens, call themselves the Phoenixes. So I've got the Ravens on this one. Close game, though, just because, divisional rivals and AFC North.
And just pure chaos, baby. There's a reason the phrase "any given Sunday" exists in the NFL. Trust me. If any given Sunday wasn't a thing, we would both be doing a lot better on these predictions. But I also have the Baltimore Ravens coming away with the win here. They're just the better team. They're playing so good right now. So, yeah. Alrighty, up next we've got ourselves the Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Green Bay Packers, a rematch of Super Bowl 45. The Steelers coming off of a decent win over the Tennessee Titans, where they looked absolutely, utterly terrible, but won because they're the Steelers, and that is what they do. They will suck horribly for the entire game, and then win because, I don't know, I don't know what they have in the water in Pittsburgh, but they just gonna Pittsburgh. Whereas the Packers, coming off of a much-needed win over the LA Rams, completely outclassed them. And so they're going to be going into this game on a high after what's been a very rough first half of the season. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, thank you, Vegas. This is going. I really do. I think it's going to be close because the Steelers are doing weird things, and the Packers are. They were doing good, then they're doing bad, then they're doing it good again. It's just unknown. It's unknown. I do have the Steelers winning though, just because I think that the offense of the Packers is too young, and that defense will clamp them up. And I think Kenny Pickett can, not throw a bunch of picks and be it for this game. I think that the Steelers offense can be serviceable enough for them to win.
I also have the Steelers winning this game. I think the Steelers defense is going to have a good day against Jordan Love. Regardless of how well the Packers played, I still don't trust them to do what they need to do to win games. So I got the Steelers winning this one. Alrighty, coming up next, we've got ourselves the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The Jaguars coming off the bye week, but they are on a 5-game win streak. It has been a ugly win streak. They have not looked like a very good team, but they are atop of their admittedly weak division and winning the games that they're supposed to. Whereas the San Francisco 49ers also coming out of the bye, so both of these teams gonna be well refreshed headed into this one. 49ers, though, on a bit of a skid, but they're still a good team, a very well-built team, so I can see this one going either way, especially since it is in Jacksonville. I do think 49ers have the advantage, but one team is on a high right now, the other is on a low, and both coming out of the bye well rested. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, so the Jags are performing great, the 5-game win streak and all that, and I do think that they can make some noise, and this could be a close game, and they will be good this season. They continue to be good this season. 49ers, they want some revenge. They're going to get a chip on their shoulder. They're going to be healed up. That bye whipped them back into shape. There's a bunch of stuff a bye week to do. I've got the Niners. Close game, though. Close game, I'll say.
I have got the San Francisco 49ers coming away with the win as well. They're just a better team, and a big reason for their losses were injury issues, and guys are going to be coming back, like you said, so I trust San Francisco more in this one. Alrighty, up next, we've got ourselves the Minnesota Vikings hosting the New Orleans Saints. The Vikings coming off of a big win over the Atlanta Falcons, in which Josh Dobbs had to come in for the injured rookie, and Kevin O'Connell was literally in the headset explaining the plays. It's like, alrighty, here's the play. Look to your left. This guy is this guy's name. He's running this route. And he's literally doing that to him on all of the plays. And he went in there and got it done. Absolute dog. Great win for the Vikings, especially after losing Kirk Cousins for the year. And the Vikings now have a winning record. They had a very bad start to the year, but they have turned things around really well, and I gotta give them a lot of credit. Whereas the New Orleans Saints have been the definition of inconsistent. They're coming off of a win over the Bears in which they looked okay, not great. Bears didn't look great in that game either, but, you know, the Saints are a team who feels like they always play about what their opponent plays, and then you just never know if it'll be a little better or a little worse. So they're kind of a weird team this year. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Could be a close game. I think the Saints can make some noise. That being said, the Vikings, despite losing Justin Jefferson and Kirko, big Kirko waking up dripping, they've been they went crazy. They've gone crazy the past couple of games. They got Dobbs. Addison is second in touchdowns as a rookie, so good stuff. I've got the Vikings winning this one. I do. O'Connell's doing stuff, man.
I've actually got the Vikings winning this one as well. I think they're the better team than the Saints, and they've been playing well. Losing Kirk Cousins, they still got it done against the Falcons, and honestly, the Falcons and Saints aren't too dissimilar from each other in terms of their quality, so I think the Vikings ride the wave, get the job done, especially since Dobbs is now going to be much more familiar with the offense. Alrighty, up next we've got ourselves the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Houston Texans. The Bengals coming off of a big win over the Buffalo Bills where they looked good. They're looking like a scary good football team right now. After a rough start to the year, they have really turned things around, and it's great to see them playing well. They're an exciting team to watch, whereas the Texans, with a big comeback win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which they scored a touchdown in 40 seconds to win the game when it looked like they were going to fall. Absolutely clutch moment there from C.J. Stroud, who was excellent in that one. Texans have been a bit inconsistent, but they're coming off of a spectacular performance offensively. Defense got some questions, gave up a lot of points against that Bucs team. And this is a Bengals team you don't want to give up a lot of points to. So got to clean some things up on the defensive side of the ball, but the offense was rolling last game. We'll see if they can ride that high into this one. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, hoping that this could be a good game. Texans been a little bit inconsistent, as you said. That being said, C.J. Stroud is coming off of a great game. That being said, it is the Bengals. Despite how good C.J. is, it's the Bengals. They've gotten their act together officially. They're officially the Cincinnati Bengals, the good kind. And so, yeah, I've got the Bengals smacking the Texans.
I got the Bengals coming away with the win here as well. I think their offense is going to be too much for Houston to keep up with. And I honestly think the Bengals have an underrated defense that can stop guys. And I think a young quarterback like C.J. Stroud, he's been good, but good defenses tend to do well against young quarterbacks. Alrighty, up next we've got ourselves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Tennessee Titans. The Bucs coming off of the aforementioned loss to the Texans, in which it looks like they were going to win, but they gave up a touchdown with under 10 seconds to go, and they lost the game on it. Absolutely brutal way to lose a game, especially for a team that has been on a skid and really needed a win in a division battle that's wide open, and there for the taking if they're willing to do it. They're definitely going to need a win coming into this one. Whereas the Titans, coming off of a tough loss to the Steelers, where the Titans did not look that impressive. It was an ugly game. They played better than Pittsburgh, but that's not a high mark, and they couldn't beat them. So the Titans have been very inconsistent and all over the place and this and that. And you really never know what you're going to get out of them from week to week. So, T-Bone, your thoughts?
You always high on the Buccaneers. I'm always not high on them because I'm smart. I just got a feeling that the Titans are going to win. I got the Titans.
I got the Buccaneers winning this one. Now, my faith in the Buccaneers is shaken, but I also have no faith in Tennessee.
I got money Levis on this one.
And I mean, Bucs offense had a good game last game. If they can keep that up in this one, the Titans offense is not as good as the Texans offense, so they should be able to do what they need to do. Alrighty, up next we've got ourselves the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Detroit Lions. The Chargers coming off of a nice win over the New York Jets on Monday Night Football from last week. A game where they didn't look particularly impressive, but the Jets didn't really do anything. Part of that is the Jets' offense isn't great with Zach Wilson. But the Chargers went in, did what they needed to do, got the win. And they're a team who are just kind of mid. They can win games, they can lose games, they got talent, but it feels like it's misused, and they always play less than their potential. Whereas the Lions are a team who have played very well this year. They're going to be coming off of a bye as well. So the Chargers on short rest thanks to Monday Night Football. The Lions on extra rest coming off of a bye. So that's definitely going to be a big advantage for a very good Detroit team headed into Los Angeles. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, it is going to be an advantage for them, but yeah, you said it, Vegas. I mean, the Chargers have such good talent, but it's the coach. I think it's the coaching that's the problem. I think the Lions are just better, and I've got the Lions. I think it could be a close game because Herbert and Eckler, but I've got the Lions.
I got the Lions winning this one as well. I think they're the better team, and I just don't trust the Chargers. There's a reason the word chargered is a verb. So, I got the Lions coming, especially on the extra rest as well. Alrighty, up next we've got ourselves the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Atlanta Falcons. The Cardinals coming off of an ugly loss to the Cleveland Browns. They have fallen back down to earth, especially since Dobbs has been traded. It's not been pretty for Arizona, and honestly, that's what everyone expected. They started high, but they're now back to where everyone thought they would be, whereas the Atlanta Falcons are all over the place. They'll put in good performances, bad performances. They win games, they lose games. You don't know what you're going to get from them. They're the Atlanta Falcons. They are the ultimate wild card. They're a hugely talented team that thinks that Jonnu Smith on an end around on second and goal from the 1, when you have Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson, is the move, because Arthur Smith is the god of chaos. And you know what? I'm here for it, but the Falcons can win games coming off of a loss to Minnesota that, frankly, they shouldn't have lost. That's one they're going to want back, especially in a tight division race. But, you know, I don't know. The Falcons are weirding me out. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Even though Kyler may be starting, that being said, Falcons are bad. They're a bad team, bad team. I think the Cardinals are going to be worse. I do. I think Arthur Smith will be fired by in the next 2 years. Absolutely, or in the next 2 seasons, I should say. Like, as in the rest of this season and next season, he's fired at some point during that time. But I have the Falcons just because there's so much talent there, and the Cardinals have just given up just so much. There's just so much gone. I mean, James Conner maybe at Kyler if he is healthy and he's doing it, but no, I've got the Falcons. This will be a hard watch though.
This will be a hard watch for the two people who watch it, but I've got the Falcons winning this one as well. Kyler is making his return. It will be in Arizona, but the Cardinals, even with Kyler, aren't a great team, and the Falcons, as weird as they are, I trust them more than Arizona right now. This one is going to be something, that's for sure. Alrighty, coming up next, we've got ourselves the Dallas Cowboys hosting the New York Giants. The Cowboys coming off of a tough loss to the Eagles where they looked good but couldn't get it done when it mattered most. And they're really starting to fall behind in a division race that was already tough for them. They're going to be looking for a bounce-back win against division rivals here against the Giants, whereas the Giants are coming off of a loss to the Las Vegas Raiders, in which it was another ugly game for them. So, T-Bone, your thoughts?
I think this will be a closer game than last Giant Cowboys game. That being said, I have the Cowboys. The Giants are on QB number 3. Injuries are starting to rattle them. I don't even know their wide receiver 1. It's not looking good. I've got the Cowboys.
I have the Cowboys winning this one as well. The Giants are dead. There's no other way to put it. They are dead. The Cowboys are a good football team, so I don't see any way in which the Giants could possibly win this. I've just jinxed this, haven't I? Alrighty, up next we've got ourselves the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Washington Commanders. The Seahawks coming off of their worst loss of the year, a blowout loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Woof! Did Seattle not look good in this one. They got some stuff to work on, for sure. They are a very good football team, but the Ravens are among the best of the best, and they got creamed by the best of the best. Whereas the Commanders are coming off of an ugly win over those who are among the worst, the New England Patriots. A game that, honestly, it felt like they were lucky to win. Their offense had a good day against an injured Patriot secondary. Sam Howell looked solid. The game plan from Eric Bieniemy was good. But if they're going to need to step it up if they want to win this one. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, they're going to have to step it up if they want to win this one. This is going to be an interesting game, a real interesting game. That being said, I do have the Seahawks winning this one. I like Sam Howell. I do. He's number 2 in passing yards. That being said, no, I've got the Seahawks.
I have the Seattle Seahawks getting the win in this one as well. They're the better football team, and I have a hard time seeing Washington get this win, especially after trading away a lot of their best defensive assets. Alrighty, up next, it's going to be Sunday Night Football, also known as a crime against humanity, that this is even on Sunday Night Football. We've got ourselves the Las Vegas Raiders hosting the New York Jets. Why is this on Sunday Night Football? Sorry, the flex rules need to change. This is a travesty. Anyways, the Raiders coming off of a win over the New York Giants. It wasn't pretty, but a win is a win, and it's a much-needed win after the firing of Josh McDaniels. McDaniels, the first coach to go. The team rallies and gets a win. Well, they'll be riding high going in this one, whereas the Jets coming off of an ugly loss to the Chargers where their offense looked completely anemic. It was not a great performance from them, and they're going to really want to bounce back. And honestly, this Raiders team, although they're coming off a win, aren't great, and I see it as a good opportunity for the Jets to try to make something happen. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a good opportunity for the Jets to get their get back. I think the Raiders are going to do better this season now that McDaniels is gone. That being said, I do have the Jets. I think they're just the more complete team that's more cohesive and more together.
I've also got the Jets winning this one. I think they're the better football team. I think their defense is going to do what they need to do. I think the Raiders are going to make it close, especially since the Jets' offense definitely has some concerns with Zach Wilson at quarterback and some concerns about the offensive line. And expect Max Crosby to feast on that, but I think the Jets are the better built team. I think they're going to get the win as well. And finally, we've got ourselves Monday Night Football. It's going to be the Buffalo Bills hosting the Denver Broncos. The Bills coming off of a tough loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, in which they didn't play poorly, but they didn't play great. Their offense had it rough. Their defense did a good enough job keeping them in the game, but offense didn't do enough to get the job done, and they fall to a good Bengals team. Whereas the Broncos, coming off of a bye, so they'll be well rested heading into this one, and they're not good. They have one good win over the Chiefs, but other than that, the Broncos have looked ugly this year. And there's a lot of questions surrounding them. Russell Wilson is playing better this year, but The team isn't. So, T-Bone, your thoughts?
It's gonna be an interesting game to watch. I think the Bills want revenge though, and the Broncos. I think they're playing better. I guess to say maybe, but maybe I want to say that I don't know. The Broncos are iffy. I've got the Bills.
I think the Bills are going to get the job done in this one as well. I think they're just the better team, and even though the Broncos going to be on some extra rest, I think they'll be able to get it done in Buffalo in prime time. Especially this time of year, because you know, one, it's going to be cold, and two, the Buffalo faithful are going to show up. That is it for matchups this week. Please be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Let us know who you think is going to win each game. And that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video.